So, guys, this is Mr. Johnson coming to you guys again with a video about how to do your World's Fair project. Where we left off, we were talking about the important figures of American history slide. For your project, you're going to write important figures of whatever your country is. As I discussed in the previous video, you're going to list at least three and try to include a picture of them if you can. Okay. So, the number three of your historiography is you need to list your historical locations. These can be grave sites, these can be monuments, these can be buildings, these can be cities, houses, anything that is of significant for your country. So for United States, I listed five. Your requirements, you're going to have to list at least three. Okay. So number one, I put down Mount Rushmore. Number two, I put down the Statue of Liberty. Number three, Valley Forge. Number four, Empire State Building in New York City. And then number five, the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay. So you should do your PowerPoint slide exactly like this and include at least three. You can do more if you would like. All right. So done with the historiography. Now it's time to move down to your cultural aspects of your country. That is part three of your 5 parts that you are required to do for the project. So the cultural aspects of your country, you're going to include at least 3 slides pertaining to the culture of your country. Your culture of your country includes the following: major religions, politics and government, food, ethnicity, any special clothing, holidays, practices, or any other things that are good at describing your country. So the first slide, I would prefer for it to be more talking about your former government and your politics. So what I did here, I said the former government is a republic. That's what the United States is. I listed 2 major parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. I listed the capital of the United States, which is Washington, D.C., the president, which is Donald J. Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. Now, you do not have to use the three high-ranking officials in your country. You can have the president, or you can have the prime minister, or the king, or the emperor, relative to whatever country you've selected. You do not have to do all 3. Just pick one, preferably the higher one. Okay. So with whoever you pick in terms of your leadership role for your country, make sure you include a picture so that students can understand who the person is. Culture slide 2. So in this slide, I'm talking about the food and the clothing of my country. So you can list at least 3 different types of foods. I would prefer for you to include pictures of all 3 of them. I only included 2, but I would prefer for you to do 3. Okay. And then for clothing, do the same thing for foods. Have 3 different types of clothing, include pictures of them. Okay. You also, if you would like, you can list 3 different types of clothing and then list 3 more using their pictures. All right, that is up to you. The cultural aspect, slide 3. So the third slide, I wanted to talk about the holidays in my country. So for the United States, I put down Christmas, Independence Day, Memorial Day, and Halloween. Those are 4 important holidays for the United States. There are obviously much more, but you only have to list 2. Okay, you can list more if you would like. Number 4 of your 5 parts, you're going to talk about the resources of your country. So you do not have to write a paragraph as you see on the slide. So all you have to do is list. So you can say the United States has the following resources, and then you can list them off: coal, copper, lead, iron, natural gas, timber, uranium, as well as other things. Okay. And whatever you list, try to include a picture of whatever material or resource you included. And for your resources, you're only going to need 1 slide, but you can include more if you would like. All right, now part 5. Part 5, you have no writing to do. All you're going to do is include maps. So the first map should be a physical map of your country. It should show rivers, it should show lakes, it should show mountains, even elevation. So as you can see with this map, you can see the outlines of the elevation of the United States. The darker the red, the higher it is, the greener it is, the lower it is in terms of elevation of the United States. You can also see the 5 Great Lakes that are in the Midwest. All right. So for you guys, I prefer for you guys to find a picture that will be very similar. Also attempt to find one that will show lakes and rivers. Okay. For slide 2, you have 3 options. You can either show a slide using the map that shows the cities and the states of your country, if your country has states or provinces. You can use a map showing the political election map, showing which areas votes for who.